Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
The Stock Movers Podcast. This is your roundup of companies making news on Wall Street and beyond, harnessing the power of Bloomberg data.
Let's take a look at some stocks on the move today. We're joined by Bloomberg's Kriti Gupta, starting with the bouncing ball that is Tesla. Cathie Wood had a lot to say about the stock on Bloomberg yesterday. What do you have to say about it this morning, Kriti? Good morning.
Good morning, Nathan. Wow, what a lead up into describing my thoughts on Tesla. TSLA is your ticker, higher by about 9/10 of a share, 9/10 of a percent, this morning, trading at just shy of $281 a share. Now, a couple of things here. We should talk about the fact that the entire auto sector globally is higher today, but Tesla specifically missed some really key delivery numbers when it comes to European sales. So we expected Tesla to actually take a beating in the pre-market, and it's done the exact opposite, Nathan. Again, in line with the fact that we're also dealing with things like auto tariffs and the pullback on the likes of EV funding, for example, from the U.S. government as well. Nevertheless, TSLA higher by 0.9%. Keep an eye on the stock, though, because it's been taking quite the beating. I think down about 40% year to date. So you are seeing a little bit of a buy the dip mentality every time Tesla shares drop pretty significantly, and it did in yesterday's session. So today may simply be a little bit of paring back of those losses. Again, TSLA trading at about $281 a share. Nathan, I'm going to talk about KB Home here, which is a complete pivot from Tesla. KBH down by a whopping 8%, trading at about $56 and change. This isn't a stock I often look at in this report, but it's worth noticing given that it's a home builder that reported some first quarter earnings that missed analyst estimates. They're also talking about a 5.2% annual revenue drop. They're saying it's because of fewer orders in the quarter, and they do expect a fiscal year housing revenue of somewhere between $6.6 billion to about $7 billion. That is significantly lower than what they expected before. So that's going to be something to keep an eye on. The CEO saying that they're working through affordability concerns. Really keep an eye on KB Home because, of course, they're talking quite significantly about just the state of the kind of American housing complex. So those shares down about 8% this morning. Let's talk a little bit about, I feel like this should have been the natural transition from Tesla. Let's talk about Carvana here this morning, which is also a stock I don't talk about very often, Nathan, but this is getting quite the boost. Morgan Stanley's Adam Jonas, who many of our listeners will recognize as the major Tesla analyst to follow, he's the one who makes all of those kind of trading calls there, actually upgraded Carvana to an overweight from an equal weight. They're saying that the pullback in shares creates an attractive entry point for a leader in auto retail and fleet fulfillment. For anyone that's been watching the Carvana story, this is a stock that has really been struggling, but Adam Jonas seems to be putting his stamp of approval, and it is moving the shares quite significantly in the pre-market. So that's going to be one to keep an eye on as well. And I'm going to talk about DJT. I'm getting all my words mixed up here, Nathan. Okay. You're going to have to give me some patience or some grace, if you will. Let's talk about DJT, Trump Media and Technology Group. The ticker is DJT. Shares jumping about 10% in the pre-market. Off of some crypto-related news, it looks like they are signing a non-binding agreement to partner with Crypto.com for a series of ETFs through its Truth.Fi brand. So those shares also trading significantly higher. The ticker, again, is DJT for Trump Media and Technology. Those shares higher by about 9%, trading at $22 and change, Nathan.
The Stock Movers Podcast from Bloomberg Radio. Check back with us throughout the day for the latest roundup of companies making news on Wall Street. And for the latest market-moving headlines, listen to Bloomberg Radio live. Catch us on YouTube, Bloomberg.com, and on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with the Bloomberg Business app.